I am Louise, registered nutritional therapist, and I'm here to talk to you about smoothies. You join me in my kitchen and I'm just about to make a smoothie. So I thought I'd make a video about this because there's a lot of ways that you could go wrong with a smoothie, and there's a lot that you can do right with a smoothie as well. So the place where most people tend to go wrong with a smoothie is that they might just combine fruit and milk, and that's not particularly helpful because although it can help you to get some fruit in you, it's not a particularly balanced meal or snack or drink, and it's not going to serve you very well in terms of keeping you going and keeping your blood sugar balanced. So I thought I'd talk you through various different things that you could put in a smoothie to really get the most out of it. On the most basic level, you want to make sure that you are getting some protein in there, and that could be in the form of nuts, seeds, it could be nut butter, or it could be protein powder. So I'm using a combination of things today to get some decent protein into the smoothie. So first of all, I am using some flaked almonds, and I'm using these because they blend up really nicely and they make the smoothie quite creamy. So we'll pop those in. I am also going to use some protein powder, and this is a chocolate pea protein powder by nutritionist. There's loads of different protein powders out there, and basically you just want to make sure that there's no sugars or artificial sweeteners in your protein powder. Basically you just want to make sure it's just protein. And then I'm also putting in some almond butter, and this is because it's going to make the smoothie go nice and creamy, but it's also going to add in some fat, and we like to have fat in a smoothie because some of the vitamins that you're adding in are going to be fat soluble, so you need some fat in there to help you to absorb those nutrients. Right, the main part of the smoothie is the fruit. You don't have to use fruit, you can use vegetables. It's best to use a combination. Today I'm using cherries, and I choose to use frozen fruit just because if you buy fruit, particularly berries or mango or that sort of thing, then it can very easily just go bad in the fridge, and if you use frozen, then it's going to be good no matter when you want to use it. So just a small portion of some frozen cherries. There's probably about 10 in there, and then I'm also using mango as well. Again, just quite a small portion of mango. This is frozen, so that just goes in. You don't want to go too crazy with the exotic fruits because they are quite sweet, and that's not really good for your blood sugar. So the other things that you want to get into a smoothie, aside from protein and good fats, is ideally some fibre. Obviously you're going to be getting fibre from the fruit that you put in anyway, but it's always good to boost that. So I'm choosing to use ground flax seeds or linseeds today because they're a really good all-rounder. They're a good source of fibre, but also they're good for hormone balance as well. They help to bind up hormones in the digestive tract and prevent you from reabsorbing them, and they also help to keep you regular as well. I'm also adding in a couple of other things. So I've got here some maca powder, and maca powder is, or maca is a root very similar to turmeric, and it's a very nutrient dense root, a good source of B vitamins, so it's very good at supporting your body through stress. So if you're a stressed person, then maca powder is a good one to add. And finally I'm adding some greens powder, and you can get these anywhere really. I've seen them in supermarkets now, and they're basically just sort of blended up vegetables that have been dried, so they're a good dense source of nutrients. I'm adding that because I would normally add some kale or spinach, but I haven't got any, so I'm just adding greens powder. And the only other thing that I would normally add is something like avocado, because avocado makes the smoothie go really nice and creamy. So I would normally just add a quarter or a half of an avocado, and it just gives it a lovely texture. But again, I haven't got any, so I haven't added it today. So the final thing that I'm adding is the liquid. And I'm using almond milk. This particular brand isn't my favourite. It's just what we've got. And but you could use, you know, any type of milk alternative. You could just use normal milk if you want to. There's pros and cons to doing that. I choose to use milk alternative. So you might need to add some liquid afterwards, but that's what it looks like at first. And then we're just going to blend. And that is it. Now, it's not the most appetizing colour in the world, but that's because we've used chocolate protein powder and greens powder, and the cherries are red, so it's got a sort of a brownie colour. But the colour doesn't really matter. You know, it's, if you leave it in the fridge overnight, whatever smoothie you make, the chances are it'll probably go brown anyway. If you are making your smoothies ahead of time and leaving them in the fridge, then it's a good idea to add just a teaspoon of lemon juice, because it helps to preserve it and prevent it from sort of oxidising and going brown. But that's it really. That's everything that I do, and let's give it a taste. Good. So yeah, there's loads of different combinations that you can make with smoothies. That's just the one that I like. I love using cherries in smoothies. So perhaps comment with your favourite smoothie combinations and, you know, what you like to put into your smoothies. Thanks for watching. Bye.